Today on BalloonADay, we are going to be making Mickey Mouse. Let's go. So we're starting by doing 3 loop twists, 4-finger bubble, pinch twist, and back, and another pinch twist. Here we go. We're going to take our white. Once upon a time, I did balloons at Disney World. Feels like a lifetime ago. There we go. So we're doing our Mickey Mouse. What is your favorite cartoon character? If I could make any character in the world out of balloons, what character would you like to see me make? Let me know in the comments. Because I can make any cartoon character, any video game character, any movie, any animal, real or fictional. I can make anything you can think of. So if there's always something that you wanted a balloon artist to make, but you've asked and they won't ever make it, ask me. And I will do my best. I've been doing this for 32 years. So I found in that time, there's nothing that can't be made. If you have enough time and enough balloons, anything's possible. I should amend that. Enough time, enough balloons, and enough creativity. And anything's possible. Because you still have to be able to, like, envision it. Yeah, if there's always something you've wanted to see made out of balloons that you could never get anyone to make, let me know in the comments, and I will do my best to make it. So those are actually my favorite requests. My favorite requests are the weird, crazy, off-the-wall things that no one else has ever made. Those are my favorite things to make. So now we're doing Mickey's shoes. And I will say it's an interesting Mandela effect, kind of what we're making right now. So Mickey doesn't have suspenders. But a lot of people seem to remember Mickey Mouse with suspenders. But he doesn't. He doesn't wear suspenders. But most people remember him with suspenders, so whenever I would make Mickey Mouse with just the pants, and I wouldn't give Mickey suspenders, I would have people being like, you messed up, where's his suspenders? And I'd be like, he doesn't have suspenders. And they'd be like, yes, he does. And I'm like, find me a picture of him wearing suspenders. And then they'd be like, oh well. But, you know, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth the argument. So I make Mickey with suspenders, because even though he didn't have suspenders, that's how most people, or a lot of people, remember him. And so I make him that way so that it resembles what they remember, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what I want. I want them to be happy with the balloon I made them. And if they don't recognize it, it doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong, right? So, yeah, I just like to mention that when I'm doing videos, is that, like, it is an interesting Mandela effect that a lot of people remember Mickey with suspenders, but he didn't have suspenders. So let me ask you a question. How do you remember Mickey? Do you remember Mickey with suspenders or with just pants? I think what it is because of the buttons. He does have 2 white buttons. And the weird thing is that if you're not wearing suspenders, then what's the point of the white buttons? So I think what happened is because his pants have white buttons on them, like you would have if you had suspenders, I think people's minds just kind of made that leap and said, oh, well, then he must have suspenders. But he doesn't. So I'm curious, do you remember Mickey with just pants, or do you remember Mickey having red suspenders as well? And while we're on the note of Mandela effects, what is your favorite Mandela effect? I think probably like one of the biggest, most popular ones is the Sinbad genie movie, right? Shazam. That like people are like that movie never existed. It was never a thing, and people are like, but that was my favorite movie as a kid. I owned that movie. But then, like, people will be like, yeah, no, not a thing. Although I will say, all the people who have said, like, oh, I owned that movie, I've never seen anyone who still owns it. I've met people who said that they used to own that movie, but I've never met anyone who actually has a copy of Shazam. So, or was it Kazam? Because I think people get it confused with the Shaq, right? Shaq was in one. I don't remember which was which. Kazam and Shazam are the ones. Like I think Shaq was the one where he was a genie and his name was Shazam, and then Sinbad was the genie named Kazam, or maybe the other one around. But yeah, I think that's the most common or the most well known one. But what's your favorite? What's your favorite Mandela effect? What's your favorite thing that everyone remembers it one way, but it really was another way? Like, I'm curious what your favorite... Because I will say, even though Mickey didn't have suspenders, he looks good with suspenders. And every time I make him without suspenders, people are like, why'd you leave off his suspenders? And I just got tired of arguing with people on whether or not he had suspenders, so now I just put them on. Because I had more people telling me that I left off his suspenders, and when I put suspenders, not a single person would be like, why'd you give him suspenders? He didn't have suspenders. Whenever I make Mickey with suspenders, people always think it looks right. It looks correct. Whenever I don't have the suspenders, people like, it doesn't look right. It doesn't look like Mickey Mouse. So, again, it's Mandela effect. What's your favorite Mandela effect? There's a bunch of them out there. Like there's one we talked about earlier when I made the Energizer Bunny, about where is the battery on the Energizer Bunny. Is it on his back or is it on his leg? I swear as a kid, I remember him having this big battery on his back. Nope. It's on his leg. What's your favorite Mandela effect? Let me know what you think of this Mickey Mouse